Welcome to the section number 5 for our chapter about food preservation, safety, and quality management. After analysis and studying of storage, proper storage technology, existing technology, and a new development technology or under development technology. In this part, in this section, we talk about food safety and quality management systems that completed all the background that presented in the previous slides. Uh, we begin with this first introduction to food safety management systems. Food safety management systems form the backbone of the European food policies and industrial practice. It's the base of the use of the practice in each industry specialized in food production. The systems ensure that food producers identify, control, and monitor hazards at all stages of the supply chain. Europe relies on a combination of legal requirement, international standards, and industry guidelines. Strict guidelines, regulation are applied in this area, especially in Europe. Their primary primary goal is to protect consumers while supporting the free movement of safe food across and Europe, with this creating a transparency between a manufacturer and consumer side. Effective food safety management requires scientific evidence, consistent monitoring, and continuous improvement in different sides of this area of food preservation and production. About regulation and law, EC 106/78 developed law in 2002, and as I presented in the first part of introduction of this chapter. A general food law regulation establishes fundamental principles of European food safety. It mandates risk analysis, transparency, and traceability for all food placed and the European market. The regulation also created the European Food Safety Authority, EFSA, as a US scientific advisor, as we introduce in the first part of the chapter. It defines the responsibility of for business operator, making them legally and research and guidance of the research and development strategies. This regulation serves as the foundation upon which all other European food safety rules are built. EFSA rules is very crucial in Europe, provide independent scientific opinions that support risk-based decision making in Europe, evaluate the biological, chemical, and environmental hazards affecting the food chains, and collaborate with national agencies across Europe to collect data and harmonize systems. It advises informs regulatory updated and emergency actions during food safety. EFSA's work ensures that policy decisions rely on transparent, science-driven evidence between scientific laboratory, pilot industry technology, and consumer. Risk analysis framework in Europe. In general, risk analysis in Europe includes the compound risk assessment, risk management, and risk communication. About assessment and science-based, while risk management involves political and economic considerations. Communication ensures transparency between authority, consumers, and food business operators to create this transparency between different actors. This structures framework improve consistency across the 27 Europe member state, and that allow a good synergical between different components of this organization. It helps Europe respond quickly and effectively to emerging threats in the food chain. Each ACCP or hazard analysis critical control points application and food business in Europe is the base of the master no, standard technology and field of food science and food production is mandatory for all European food business operators. HACCP requires identifying hazard, determining critical control points, and validating preventive measures. Its implementation ensures that food safety is built into the production process rather than tested only in the end. European inspectors regularly verify the implementation of HACCP, his compliance with regulatory and its specificity for each type of industry. HACCP remains one of the most effective tools for preventing foodborne illness with different principles, in general 12 steps and 7 principles for this method that applied in food production. GHP or good hygiene practice. That is the practice that even each operator in food production, it's responsible to apply this practice from the foundation upon which HACCP is built. Is the base of HACCP. HACCP, GHP includes sanitation, pest control, waste management, and employee hygiene training. These practices are described in Europe registration of 852 from 2004 as essential prerequisites. Without GHP, even the best HACCP plan cannot guarantee food safety. European guidelines encourage continuous training to maintain high GHP standards, such as you can see in these pictures with this practice that's relative to the person to watch handle, for example, or use of mask or use of materials specific for each type of situation in industry. GMP or good manufacturing practice. GMP ensures that food products are consistently produced and controlled according to quality standards. This practice covers facility layout, equipment maintenance, process control, and documentation systems. GMP helps minimize contamination risk and ensure consistency across production batches. In Europe, GMP is required for both food and food contact materials. It supports compliance with international standards such as ISO 2000 and GFAC CHEMS, for example, that based on HACCP, that is the base of, for example, of ISO 22000. Official controls and inspections. Europe member states conducted official controls for verify compliance with food safety legislation. This control include inspection audit based on regulation such as Regulation 2017-625 standardize how control should be performed across Europe. Authorities also inspect imported goods or at broader control posts. This goal is to ensure that only safe and compliant producers reach consumers. About ISO ISO 20000 food safety management certification is ISO 20000 is an international standard that integrates HACCP without broader management systems principles. It emphasizes documentation, communications, and systemic process control. Many European manufacturers adopt ISO 22000 to demonstrate global compliance of their respect for quality of their product from raw materials to finished product throughout all chain production. Certification ensures credibility for export and retail partnerships. ISO 2000 encourage also a culture and continuous improvement within food organization. That it's a market, it's a certification of high quality respectness, high quality compliance of, and it give a good picture for company with different advantage regarding their product, their image, their transparency, their management. It's very important as a certification. Other certification or standards are the specific standards such as BRCGS and EFS standards. BRCGS and EFS standards are widely required by European retailers and international buyers. It's specific to the country in Europe. At the extent of Europe, this standards assess supplier reliable production controls and risk management systems. They often excel legal requirement, offering an additional layer of assurance certification, enable companies to access high-value retails and export markets. The popularity of these chains reflects the importance of trust and quality in European supply chain with this creation of transparency, creation of between different actors of production chain. Traceability requirement in the Europe regulation require that all food products will be traceable at every stage of production, step by step, every process and production, processing and distribution, from raw materials to consumers. Operators must maintain records that allow rapid identification of product origin and destination. Traceability enables efficient recalls when safety problem arise. Digital systems such as RFID or blockchain are increasingly used to ensure this traceability, this historic of the product. The European provides interoperable systems to streamline traceability across member states. Allergen management in Europe. Allergen management and production chain is an important question and for food product. Allergen control is a critical component of food safety management in Europe. Regulation 1169 of 2011 requires clearly labeling of 14 priority allergens, causes, contamination risks must be managed throughout strict cleaning and segregation procedure. Many food recalls in Europe result from incorrect allergen labeling. Effective allergen management protects sensitive consumers and reduce legal risk, because this is tendency. A lot of person have different allergen regarding the eating of eggs, for example, of milk product or nuts. That is one of the part of this 14 allergen. Microbiological criteria regulation, it's one of the most important axes preservation quality of the product, define acceptable levels pathogen and various food categories. This criteria guide food operators in verifying the effectiveness of their safety management systems. Testing recurred for pathogens such as Listeria monocytogenes, Salmonella, and Escherichia coli, for example. Non-compliance can lead to product recalls or product health. The criteria ensure harmonized safety level across Europe's diverse food industry. The rapid alert systems for food feeds, that is another tools of communication, very important for an industry, an administration for food industry in general, is a communication network that alert member states about food safety risk. And we know the importance and the advantage of high communication between different actors of production in the production chain in general. It's very important. And RASFF is one of the tools for good communication network between different actors. It enables rapid action to remove or block an unsafe product from the market. These tools notifications include the microbial contamination, chemical hazards, and labeling errors. Transparency is a key feature. Our reports are publicly available online. This system helps maintain consumer confidence and reinforces cross border coordination between the different actors of a university and develop this trust of consumer vis-a-vis the industrial product. Crisis management procedure is one of the main importance dossiers in each industry. This management in Europe has established detailed procedure for management of safety crises. This procedure involves immediately risk assessment, stakeholder communication, and targeted recalls. Coordination between FSA, the European Commission, and the member states is essential. Effective crisis management minimizes public health risks. A lesson learned from past crises, for example, strengthen future preparedness. That is a very important question for each for each industry, and it depends of nature of activity of each food industry, for example, and how the political management of each crisis, it depends of the situation of each industry. But the communication relies the best tool for this management. Digital tools and food safety management is one of the most important part of this section. Digitalization is transforming how food safety is monitored and enforced in Europe in general. For example, EOT sensors provide real-time monitoring of critical parameters in processing environmental. Artificial or AI helps identify partners that predict safety risks. That is a new technology and under development with different application, and it depends of the type of the product, but it's very advantage and advanced technology. Blockchain systems provide transparent, tamper-proof record of food movement and traceability of each product from raw materials to consumer stage. This technology support faster decision making and reduce human human error, and this is it's the tendency for the mass of industry, technology, and development of the application is one of the area of research of in universities and institutional to develop new application, new model and technology adapted for each industry, for each food, in general food industry on our side. Food fraud prevention systems is one of the main important when we talk about food. This question of fraud prevention, because there is a lot of factors growing concern, particularly in high value sectors like olive oil, honey, and meat, for example. And there is other product susceptible to be falsified with the fraud and incorporated with no regulation product or ingredients in this type of the essential product for consumer. The Europe Food Fraud Network coordinated investigation across member states, advanced analytical method detected adulteration and verify authenticity of each product. Digital traceability reduce opportunity of fraudulent activity. Combating food fraud protect both consumer and legitimated business is one of the principles of safety and security food, and not just in Europe but in the world is food fraud protection. One Health approach in Europe, the One Health approach links human health, animal health, and environmental health. Europe applies this model to address zoonotic diseases and antimicrobial resistance. Food safety policies increasingly incorporate environmental monitoring. One Health strengthens collaboration across veterinary, medical, and environmental sectors. This holistic approach improves the resilience of the entire food chain and create a synergical interaction or reaction between different actors from raw materials, from agricultures to production stages and pilot and industry to a consumer person with different services such as veterinary, medical, agriculture, manufacturer, and consumer. Continuous improvement in safety systems is one of the must question of and the management quality of this chapter. European food safety systems rely on continuous improvement to stay effective. Regular audit reviews and performance evaluation help identify gaps. And new scientific findings are integrated into updated guidance and standards. Industries are encouraged to innovate and modernize their process. Continuous improvement strengthens long-term consumer protection. That is one of the tendency. It's the actual situation in Europe, and that is the for different actors for production for manufacturer side and for research. From my part, for example, we work on different projects in this area and this vision to improve safety systems applied for food using new technology for use of natural ingredients, natural food, natural bioactive compound, and replace to as alternative to food chemistry, to food and chemistry ingredients or synthetic ingredients, for example. for this section about the safety, preservation, and the quality management in Europe is comprehensive, science-based, and globally respected. These systems combine legal obligations, industry standards, and modern technology tools, as I presented in this section. Effective implementation ensures that food produced and sold in Europe meets high safety standards. The next section will explore quality assurance and control methods beyond safety. This method guarantee produce authenticity, sensory quality, and nutritional integrity. And thank you for your presence for this section.